All right, hey Kenny.
Wojtek.
How's it going, man? So let's see. I'm always in the front and bigger. That's just my
That's all right.
my destiny. There you go. So yeah, here's another episode of inspirational paraplegic interviews. I met Kenny at the rehab center. We both graduated. As you can see, he graduated with a little bit more function than me, but we met in a wheelchair in the gym. Kenny has been diagnosed with AVM, which is a very complicated acronym. I'm just going to let him explain because I can't remember what it meant. So maybe, yeah, if you could just introduce yourself, talk about your injury a little bit, and we'll go from there. Yeah.
My name's Kenny Hougen, and I had this rare thing called an AVM, atrial venous malformation, and it's a bleed basically by next to my spinal cord that pinched it off, and nerves started dying, and along with that, muscles and everything. And I just got weak in the legs and couldn't walk for like 2 weeks. I thought it was my strength. I didn't have any strength. I didn't know what it was causing this. I went to a chiropractor thinking he's going to crack me back into place.
Yeah.
He nothing happened. He said, well, since I have a history of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma 5 years ago that I took chemotherapy for and beat it. The chiropractor was thinking, well, maybe you better go see a doctor. Maybe your cancer came back. Well, I didn't want to think that. Who wants to think that you've got cancer back?
I know.
So I put it off. I put it off, for another couple days. Well, then I woke up one morning. Had like normal, you wake up, you pee in the morning, your morning pee. Well, I couldn't pee. So I thought to myself, well, okay, I'll try again later. And I kept trying. I mean, it was like beginning to where I was just for till 3:30 in the afternoon when I finally dialed 911. I was trying to pee, sitting on the toilet for like an hour at a time, straining, not a drop. By 3:30, I hit 911. Couldn't take it, and they came and got me, and I just wanted my bladder drained so bad. That's all I wanted, my bladder drained. And I'm sitting in the gurney at the emergency room, and I'm just, can you please drain my bladder? That's all I want. I don't. You can let me sit here all this time waiting, just drain my bladder. No, they wouldn't. But when I finally got my bladder drained, I had 3 liters.
Holy crap.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's like they freak out for a liter.
I had 1.5 when I came into Valley Med, and they were freaking out about that. So 3 liters, I couldn't imagine, man.
They're freaking.
I mean, at that point, it's like backing up, through your kidneys and up to your liver or something.
I guess my bladder never ain't the same since.
Yeah, really. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the balloon that just it just didn't deflate all the way.
Okay.
But after I got that drained, I was like, I don't care about the rest. I was Then laying there on the gurney after they drained my bladder, I became completely paralyzed from this. What is it? L7?
L7.
L7.
Yeah.
Like the belly button.
Yeah, belly button would be
like
L7.
Like the belly button down, completely paralyzed, no movement, no feeling.
Okay.
And then next thing I know, they shipped me off to Stanford, and the great team there, Dr. Dodd, he did me a angiogram. It went in through my femoral artery, I guess it is.
Okay.
My groin.
Yeah.
And just glued some veins. There was these arteries going to the veins, and they call it a fistula.
Okay.
And I guess it's going in too fast or something.
Okay.
So they glued some of these veins, these arteries.
Okay.
And so it stopped the flow that was messing me up.
Was that inflate or expand or inflaming the artery so it was pushing against your nerves? Is that what
Not quite sure. Maybe the arteries swelled.
They swelled, yeah.
Maybe they swelled inside of the vertebrae where your spinal cord lies. It was inside of that. So then pinching it off.
Yes.
And then of course nerves and stuff are dying.
Yeah.
So they lose oxygen
Quickly.
quickly.
Yeah. So how'd that process go? So basically, at this point, they drain your bladder. You have no sensation in your feet, right? They touch it. They did the pin test or whatever.
All of it.
Essentially Asia A almost, right? You just completely had nothing, right?
I was done.
How long after a surgery did you regain sensation?
Immediately from waking up.
Oh, okay.
I was able to move just a little bit.
Okay.
I think they scored me I went through 5 scoring system for your movement, and they were scoring me like a 1.
Okay.
My toes but they were moving. And mostly this left leg was moving. The right leg was not.
It was numb. Okay.
It was not moving but at first. But slowly I was able to lift my left leg.
Okay.
each day I saw improvement.
Yeah.
Each day, and it was inspiring. You know, I'm gonna get better.
Yeah. How long did it take? How long were you in Valley Med in rehab center?
So this happened to me like the 24th-ish of September.
Okay.
No, I mean August.
August. Okay.
August, and I was in Valley Med probably maybe a week or two, maybe 3 days at Stanford in ICU.
Okay.
And then off to Valley Med for maybe a week, a little less, and then they shipped me off to a skilled nursing facility, Skyline.
Okay.
And I was there almost a month.
Okay.
And the therapy there was pretty hardcore. An hour a day.
Okay.
But they hooked me up with electrodes to muscles and got me on the parallel bars and the walker, and I started regaining feeling. And just this right foot was lagging behind. It was called a drop foot, they call it.
Okay.
Where I had it was inverted, like inverted, and then supinated.
Okay.
And so they were getting me back to normal, and I wore my work boots to help with the ankle support.
Yeah.
And I was doing pretty good. And about September 24th, it happened again.
Okay, September 24th. Okay.
Yes, and it happened at the what's this L?
T. Well, up here is probably T.
Up here, this
the
higher.
Well, yeah, L is
T5.
like the bottom ones, and T5 when you're on here. That's my injury actually. So I'm at T5 complete, and like my sensation ends about here. Yeah.
So that was where my second one hit me.
Really?
Yep.
And you again lost sensation in your legs?
Started feeling weak in the legs, and and because I had just started regaining the strength, it was almost hard for me to tell that I was losing the leg strength, but I was, and I got sick too. I was barfing.
Really?
And I just knew. I dialed 911.
Yeah.
And they took me again, and sure enough, I had a bleed again. Wow. Had to restart all over again. And that's where I came to meet you. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess somehow our fortunes tied us together, right?
Yeah.
I remember seeing Kenny. I don't know. My first impression of him, he looked like a kind of hardcore biker type. You know, he's got his goatee going. I think I saw a tattoo somewhere. You got tatted up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
One tattoo. And he was like groaning and like getting up. I was like, man, I better not mess with this guy.
Get out of here.
That's what I was thinking. But yeah, I said, like it was impressive, and like a lot of rehab is really grinding through the pain, and
I want to walk.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like honestly, it's almost like we're athletes, and this is kind of like the message that I feel like I always want to communicate with the channel is like. You shouldn't necessarily feel sorry for handicapped people and stuff like that. Just realize that what they're overcoming is similar to the pain that I'm sure athletes overcome to raise the bar, right? And it's just, us raising the bar is standing up and groaning through the pain, right? And I think one of the wonderful things at the rehab center is like, you go to the gym and I see Kenny working his ass off and he's groaning through pain. I was just kind of like semi-biking on the bike, just, counting down the minutes. I saw him getting up, and I was like, well, I better kick it up a notch, And it's like, he got on the bike, I think, another day, and we got in a little competition, and, it's like together we can motivate each other, inspire each other and help each other heal, I thought that was a critical aspect of the rehab center. So you were there for a while then, right? If it was September 24th, did you go? So you went to Stanford for another surgery, or?
Yep, and then there like 3-4 days in ICU.
3-4 days in ICU.
And then they shipped me to Valley Med, and I was upstairs on the 4th floor, and it's called TCNU.
Oh, what's that one? Yeah.
TCNU. I'm not quite sure what it stands for.
Okay.
I did know, but I forgot.
Okay.
It's just where you go just after intensive care. So.
Oh, okay.
You're not. Quite,
okay. So it's like in between ICU and rehab, kind of intermediate.
Yes, I was still very, very sick.
Okay.
But they do have...
So you were throwing up, you're saying, right?
Yeah, I was just very sick, yeah.
Sick, okay.
Yeah, I did get... they had me on the, intravenous Dilaudid.
Okay.
Ativan.
Yeah, Dilaudid, I hate it. It makes you so thirsty, and it makes me feel all groggy.
I was beginning to fiend for it. I saw that in myself. I was watching the clock. Oh, it's almost time for my Dilaudid.
Yeah.
And
you got to watch that with
and
that
I
stuff,
saw that in myself,
yeah.
and it was sick. It was sickening, right? And I wanted it out of my vein.
How are you on meds now, out of curiosity? Like, how much pain do you have?
I'm trying to go through the pain. Like they gave me to go home with. They gave me the 5 milligram Oxycontin.
Oxycontin, yeah.
And
I'm still at 10 on that one.
You're on the 10s?
Yeah, I'm on the 10 looking on that, yeah.
I'm trying to do very few of those a day.
Okay.
I mean, at the night's the hardest, you know, in the night, because I have this floppy foot. And
So
I
this
can't
is
feel
still
it.
floppy,
It's completely numb. It's like the back of my legs and my butt, totally numb.
Okay.
But from like here down, this foot is numb, and it does barely move.
Okay.
So you see, if you can see on the camera, they made me this AFO brace.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's good. Yeah.
And they told me not to sleep with it, but I kind of do sometimes because of the foot and the pain, and that's when I wake up to use the pain pills mostly.
Got it.
I can get through the day.
Yeah, you know, I did notice that the mornings are the worst for me, or like after sleeping for a while, because like you're stationary, you're not moving around, the blood's not flowing.
Yeah.
And you get up and the pain pills have worn off, you know? And then it's like, morning for me is
sore
like...
fingers from using the wheelchair all day.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting sore on all kinds of new muscles, you know? Especially once, so, you know, I left the hospital, 2 days ago. So I'm wheelchairing a lot more now than I did in the hospital. It's an interesting process.
Get the wheelies down?
Yeah, I got them down in my hospital chair. This one I'm not used to.
Yeah? This is the one you purchased?
No. So this is the rental. And actually that brings me to a good point. So I found the wheelchair process at the hospital leaves a lot to be desired. You didn't actually go through it. I guess, you know, you're making more of a recovery than some of the others, but...
I had my own wheelchair
and you had your own
previously,
wheelchair.
so a friend of mine just brought it down to me.
Ah, okay. So actually, I wasn't sure if you would need this, but I don't know if this thing goes up to, you know, a higher level or whatever. One of the things that I'm going to try to set up is some kind of a wheelchair exchange program, where, you know, so my experience was, you know, they put me in a room, they said I have an hour to purchase a wheelchair. If I don't buy the wheelchair, they're not going to give me a loaner wheelchair when I leave the hospital. Wow. I had no idea what the different options were. And it's like, this is something that I can only do once every 5 years on my insurance, so I want to make sure I make the right decision, right?
Of course.
And I felt totally pressured, so I'm hoping to kind of break that cycle, and actually I found a wheelchair for you.
Did you?
I did. There was a woman on Craigslist who was selling it for $700.
Oh.
And I was going to get that wheelchair myself, but it was too big for me. It's an 18 by 20. I'm an 18 by 18.
I understand the
18 is the
width, yes.
And 20 is the depth. So I'm not tall enough for a 20.
I mean, from your feet to your...
No, so it's the seat depth.
Oh, okay, this from here to here.
Yeah. So, you know, she's willing to donate that wheelchair. I think if you don't need it, then let's try to find somebody that does need it. But if you do need it, then that is definitely available for you.
I need a wheelchair, but...
You do? Okay, so I mean, if you need it now, it should be much easier to get around than your current one, right? Because you have like a clunky old like $80
I got
metal
one,
right?
Yeah.
So you still use that, right?
Yeah. I just didn't bring it to church today because it's
okay. Well,
bulky and...
you know, maybe this could be the first useful donation. Then I mean, if you think this is something that'd be useful for you, I'd love it. And she's totally willing to donate it. I just have to figure out like how to do it through the ReCares program, so she could have a tax deduction.
Right.
But she says instead of selling it, she's totally happy to donate it. And the way I'm hoping to structure the program is, you know, probably more on a kind of temporary basis. I think we could do like full donations at one point, but like hopefully, you know, like nobody needs it right now, so it'd be great if you could use it, right? And then, you know, hopefully you get better, and once you no longer need a wheelchair,
donate it.
You know, pay it forward.
That's right.
But that time that you do use it, you're going to not have a crappy wheelchair. You'll have something that you could actually, you know, get around in easier. Going to the store will be less of an issue. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the reason why you didn't bring your wheelchair is like it's a pain in the ass to take apart, right?
It doesn't even come
apart.
I don't think it comes apart.
Okay, well, so this could be something that, you know, if you're tired and stuff like that. Although I have to say, I'm more of a fan of pushing yourself to, you know, versus taking the easy route. But if you're interested, man, let's make this happen. Also, I should say, you know, Kenny's actually you've been through a series of unfortunate events, I guess. There was a movie about that, right? Maybe that's a good way to describe it. But what
Learning
was it?
experiences.
2007, I think you mentioned you were a steel worker. You fell off a building. Is that right?
Ironworker, yeah.
Ironworker, right?
And we were building a library on 10th and Empire in downtown San Jose.
Okay.
And 17 feet to the
You
concrete.
dropped 17 feet?
Yes, I slipped.
Holy crap.
I was what we call rattling up, and that's where you take this big impact gun and you hit the bolts and you tighten them up. And I was like on the bottom flange, sitting on the top of the iron with my feet in the bottom flange, and I went to leap up to the top flange.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. Like a cat.
Yeah.
And when I did, I slanted on the hose, pneumatic hose. And I said, everything just slowed down. And I look around. And I said, okay, I'm going for that beam right there. So I went for that beam as I'm falling. And I went to grab it, and it just ripped out of my hand. So then the next thought was, okay, I'm going to land this. I'm going to land with my leg kind of bent, no problem. So I did. But when I landed, it just blew out my left foot. It just broke the midfoot, grenaded my heel. I just laid, screaming.
Yeah.
And so that was mini surgery, 17 screws and a plate.
17 screws in the plate.
Then it was removal of the 17 screws in the plate. Then it was, let's fuse the ankle because of the cartilage was all compressed. So then the fusion didn't take. So then I had to have it fused again by a different doctor who put an external fix on, which is like, they have these things, bolts that come out to hold it securely while it's healing. So they fused it, so it only goes up and down now, not side to side. So all these surgeries, I was in a wheelchair for like almost 3 years, 2.5 years.
Wow. Yeah, this guy's got mad skills. He's got his wheelies down. So you did that, and then I guess after that you had cancer, right? Is that right?
Then I got cancer 5 years ago, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. That started out just in my mouth, like it was a toothache. Really? And it started out just, Mom, do you have anything to help me with this pain pill? And then it was go to see the dentist, and the dentist said, no, this is not a dentist thing. Go see the doctor. Go to see the doctor. The doctor said, no, go see the dentist. Go see the dentist. He says, go see the doctor. And this was like a year. It took a year. It's the most excruciating pain you ever would feel, cancer. And I thought maybe it's what do you call it when you have a tooth that needs a root canal? I thought it was one of those because I've never had one of those. So I just assumed that's what that was. But it wasn't. It was cancer in my mouth. And it ate away by this whole year at my jaw, my lower jaw. It's just pretty much gone. And they gave me the chemotherapy, and the first night I got the chemotherapy, it's like 8 hours in a chair. And they give you it intravenously. And the first day I got it, the pain was gone. I mean, the most excruciating pain in the world was gone from this chemotherapy. So I'll be one to say I think chemotherapy is a great thing. And I'll stand by it. What I got was something called R-CHOP. For that. And
interesting.
I got 6 issues of it.
Wow. Okay.
So and I'm totally.
So now you're everything is benign if it's there or whatever,
I'm
right?
5 years out.
5 years out.
I had no problems.
Thank God for that, man. Found it, man. And now you got this AVM thing, huh?
Yeah.
So it's just one thing after another, right?
All in a row, too.
Yeah. Wow. So, which obviously, I think you being a steel worker is probably no longer in the cards, right? I mean, you said yourself
I'm thinking not. Yeah.
You have no butt muscles and stuff, right? So
I couldn't.
Some things are gone, I guess, permanently, right? Or at least not coming back right now, right?
Yeah. Right. I mean, if you don't have the nerve there to fire the muscle, then the muscle's just going to atrophy. To nothing.
So Kenny, he's been dealt a tough pair of tough-handed cards, and I'd really want to, if possible, try to help him out. I don't know if you have aspirations to try to, migrate to a career where you could use a computer or something. You probably don't even have a computer, right? Kenny's got literally no income, right? I mean,
zero income right now.
Zero income. He's in a halfway home, right? Which is more or less the homeless shelter, almost.
Pretty much, right? Yes, but except like I have a room.
You have a private room, but I mean,
shared.
Kenny was a hardworking individual. So you worked in metalwork since what, 21? You said? Is that right?
21. Until I was until 2007.
2007, and now obviously he can't do that. So if you want to help Kenny out, I am going to start a GoFundMe for him. Hopefully he could use the funds, maybe, I don't know if it could be used to buy a computer or help him, maybe on the computer he could acquire new skills. There's all kinds of online courses. I think it'd be great if you could do a GoFundMe to at least get you a computer and maybe some funds to help you, regain new skills so that, I'm sure Kenny wants to come back and give back to society as much as he can, right?
Of course.